how to make sure you have great self-esteem. And this is really great if you're a parent as well, and you can help your children to have self-esteem. Sharon Pearson came up with this beautiful model called the Self-Esteem Triad to help people to see where they're lacking in their self-esteem. So it consists of 3 things. So if you imagine a triangle, and with any of these bits missing, there is no triangle, there is no self-esteem. So we have boundaries as one, emotional needs is another, and emotional expression is the third. So how do I do this? Boundaries, emotional needs, emotional expression. Without any of those, we have no triangle, and therefore your self-esteem is going to be low. So what do any of these things mean? So emotional expression means I can express my emotion without judgment or feeling bad or needing to hide them. Please forgive me, I'm reading sometimes my notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything for you. So if you, for instance, someone starts to cry, starts to apologize for crying, invite them to share with you, because whatever it is that they're feeling is just a part of them. And it's beautiful because they are beautiful. So you don't need them to feel anything else. You don't need them to be happy. You don't need them to be joyful. They can be sad and it's okay. Emotional needs. You know what you need emotionally. You can tell others about how you're feeling or what your needs are. And you can have other people reciprocate or have other people to reciprocate what it is that you need. So knowing what you need is so important, isn't it? If you don't know what you need, how do you know what to ask for? How do you know how to get that in your life? Like if you need to feel connection with someone, and this is very true in relationships or any relationship, parent, child, mother, father, husband, wife, even friends, right? We need to be able to tell each other what we need. So it could be something like, can I connect with you right now? Because especially for women, this is really important for us. We need to connect, and it's not about how often, it's about how good it is, how good that quality, to really feel like you've got that presence with that person, whether it's another woman or whether it's a man. You want to feel like you've got their full attention, and that's an emotional need. I need a hug right now. Being able to go outdoors when you want to lift your spirits up, that's an emotional need. So knowing what you need to support yourself emotionally. Like if you also, another one is actually if you're upset and someone wants to reach out and hug you, say, hey, that's not what I need right now, because they haven't asked you. That's also a boundary. If you're that kind of person that actually doesn't like to be touched when you're upset, just say so. Otherwise, they're encroaching not only on your boundaries, but also not giving you the support that you need in the emotional time that you're going through right now. And then reciprocating for others. Doing that for others as well builds up your self-esteem. So boundaries then is what's okay and what's not okay. Saying no to anything that doesn't feel good. Saying yes to what does feel good. Knowing where you end and someone else begins. And you can put you in a position of being able to help someone else, but not being responsible for that person. When you're feeling responsible for other people, you don't have boundaries so much. You're an open, like an open book. People come in, do what they like, and vice versa. It's the knowing where you stop and someone else begins. If you're trying to change someone else, first look at yourself, because you're not responsible for someone else's thoughts, feelings, actions. You're only responsible for yours. So boundaries are really important. And when we often don't have one of these things in place, there's some shame around it. There's shame around feeling a certain way. There's shame around behaving in certain ways. Like perhaps there's shame in feeling a certain emotion, and then there's shame in expressing that emotion, and there could be shame in expressing your needs. Perhaps you've been told, no, that's not okay. No, it's not the right time to be telling me that you need that right now. It's not okay that you need that. Maybe you've been told this when you were a child and you've been shut down, and maybe you don't even realize it. The good news is that compassion and understanding is the enemy of shame. So when you are feeling ashamed of something, but someone is offering you compassion and understanding, it gets rid of that shame. So you being able to do this for someone else will really help them out. That will boost their self-esteem. And there's also power in having a witness of just someone seeing you in all of your mess, all of your glory, because that's actually where you are being you to your fullest, is when you're in your mess. And they're accepting you anyway. And that's so incredibly powerful. And when I think we covered this briefly, but when we don't express our emotions, your body keeps a tally of that. It locks in everything that you feel. If you suppress it, it's somewhere encoded in your body. Whether it's in an organ, in a muscle, doesn't matter. It will be there, encoded somewhere. So it's really important that as emotions come up, we are free to express them. And then, granted, there may be times where it's not appropriate. Okay, if you're a hairdresser and you're cutting your hair and all of a sudden you're feeling grief or something and you want to cry, that's probably not the best time to do that. But you can acknowledge it. You can go, I acknowledge that I'm feeling this way right now. And it's okay that I'm feeling this way right now. And I will explore that later. Right now I need to do this, but I can explore it in my break time. But I know it's important. But at least if you're acknowledging it, you're not pushing it away, you're giving it space. And as part of this process, it's really important to have an idea of what is your emotional history. I've covered this a little bit briefly just a moment ago. What did your parents, what did your teachers teach you? Or social media or the programs that you watch teach you about expressing your needs and expressing emotions? What was okay and what wasn't? What was the go-to emotion in your family? For some people, and it's like, for example, Christmas time, if there's someone who's really sad and they might be having a conversation and around that sadness and they might be validating that person. And then someone walks in and goes, hey, let's not be sad anymore, come on, it's Christmas, happy smiley faces only. Can you see how that would impact someone? It's like it's not okay. They're saying it's not okay to be sad. It's only okay to be happy. Only okay to have a smile on your face. But if you're going around with a smile on your face and inside you're dying, that's not cool. So find out. Do some digging. What was I taught about emotions? What was okay? What wasn't okay? And then what you want to do is have a relationship with that conditioning. So the conditioning is basically the thoughts we have around the emotions. So these are things that we have been given. They aren't inherent in us. So to have a relationship with that conditioning, you can think of it, say, as a vessel, as an item that you can put yourself in. What we often do is that we think it's a part of us. We think it's attached to us. We think we are it. But the truth is it's not. And if you can separate yourself out and go, okay, this is my conditioning. This is what I'm being told. This is what I'm hearing in my head, but this is just my conditioning. I can change that. I don't have to think like that. You see the difference between I am sad and it's not okay to I'm telling myself I'm sad and it's not okay. You're feeling sadness. You have sadness. It's a thing that you have, like this cup is a thing that I have. I'm not the cup, but I have it. Does that make sense? I'd love to know. And your conditioning, what you've learned, is the reason that you are the way you are. So it's not who you are, but it's the reason that you behave the way you do, that you think the way you do, and you can change it. So emotions are completely normal. They are a part of us. Our bodies are designed to process them. They're completely normal and natural. Our expression of them can be different. Some people might go big. Some people might withdraw. It might come down to your personality. It might come down to what was okay in your family. And so and emotions are basically a biological, physiological reaction to something. And because they're a biological thing that happens, when we think a certain thing, our brain sends signals to the body, we get hormones produced, that makes us think and feel a certain way, or feel a certain way. If we then shame what we're experiencing, we're shaming who we are. Like, would you shame your leg if it was hurt? If you say had a cut or something like that, would you wish it would go away? I don't want to feel that right now. There might be a little bit of that, but most of the time what we do is we go, okay, I've hurt myself. I'll clean it up. I'll put a plaster on it. I'll bandage it up. I'll look after it. It's a part of me. And I'll take care of it. The same with emotions. They're a part of us, and we need to take care of them and respect them for what they are. And so our bodies, like I said before, will record emotions that we suppress. And so as a coach, I'll often ask, where are you feeling that? If they can't think of the emotion, it's like, if they can't name the emotion, what they're feeling, it's like, where are you feeling it? What does it feel like? And sometimes just acknowledging those things is enough to have a transformation, because that starts the process of acknowledging and validating themselves, and therefore boosting their self-esteem. So to recap, the Self-Esteem Triad is about emotional needs, emotional expression, and boundaries. Emotional expression is about being able to express how you feel. Emotional needs is about to tell people what your emotional needs are. So knowing what they are, being able to say what they are, and having others reciprocate. And your boundaries, what's okay and what's not okay. Where do I end and where does someone else begin? And the importance of knowing these things so that we can accept ourselves for who we are, express ourselves for who we are, and live a more fulfilling life, and helping others do the same. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments down below. If you had an aha moment, please share your learnings. If you take any of this on and use it, I'd love to hear about it. And if you could share it in this video and the comments as well, that would be fantastic, because it will really help anyone who watches this video. Hope you have an amazing day. Namaste.